Hi everyone, it's Anthony back with another video, and today we are going to be talking all things Etude House. Well, not all things, just four core products or four products to start. I did a video a while back going through a big unboxing of a whole bunch of Etude House products that I picked up specific to their SoonJung line. That line is focused on calming and skin barrier support, those types of things. So it's not a lot of actives. In fact, I don't think there's any like acids or anything like that in these products. It's all focused on supporting that skin barrier, keeping things calm and soothed, providing different levels of hydration, that type of thing. So I just finished up a review for Glowie Co, and they are an e-retailer that sells a small selection of Etude House Soon Jung products. So I had my four initial products sent to me from that brand, or from that e-retailer, and so I put together my review for them, but I also wanted to do a little bit of a video just to kind of cover those four products before I dive into subsequent reviews that'll have some additional products from that same SoonJung line. So this is more of kind of a teaser of my thoughts and feelings on these products, two of which I had used years ago, so it's kind of revisiting some of those, and two products that I have been using for the past couple of months and just wrapped up my final review for them. So let's take a look at these four products. I will include the link to the full Etude House SoonJung review that I did for Glowie Co below, so you can get some detailed information about the products, and then they are carried by Glowie Co. So this isn't really sponsored by them other than they did provide these products to me for that review. This is more of a thank you to Glowie Co for giving me the opportunity to try these products, and just kind of, once again, a little bit of a teaser to that review. So let's dive in, and we're going to start off with the cleanser. So this is the SoonJung pH 6.5 Whip Cleanser. You might have seen these in some of my get ready and unready videos over the past few months because they have been in my routine for a little while. So this is a pump style cleanser. It is pH balanced to a 6.5, which is a little bit higher than I normally go for. I'm usually looking for a 5.5, but I was surprised that I didn't notice any sort of drying or stripping or anything like that from this. I mean, 1 point off isn't a high pH. You'll find cleansers that are in the 8s and the 9s that can be a little bit more drying for my skin. I have combination acne prone skin, and for years and years I used really high pH cleansers and then didn't really even know what pH was. I just knew that my skin was clean when it was super dry and tight, and that's actually not what you want, because that's going to encourage more breakouts, encourage your skin to respond by producing more sebum and oil, which is already, not a great thing if you have congested skin, or if you're breakout prone, if you get a lot of blackheads like I do. So this comes out, it's a fluid in the pump, or in the bottle, and then you pump it out, and that pumping action within the top actually creates that foam. So in here you've got some coconut-based surfactants in here, you've got panthenol, madecassoside, and green tea leaf extract. And those three ingredients, the panthenol, madecassoside, and green tea, are kind of the ingredient story for all of the SoonJung line. Those are really what they focus on. There's another set from the line that turns the focus towards Cica a little bit more, but we'll get to that once I get to those reviews. But this cleanser, green tea, panthenol, madecassoside, and we'll be saying that over and over again as we get through these products. So very nice, gentle kind of whipped cleanser as it comes out. It's a very kind of luxurious, soft foam. It's not an intense, thick, dense foam like you'd get from a squeeze tube style cleansing foam, like I'm sure there's something up here that does that, but a lot of the pH balance cleansers, or even high pH cleansers that come out in that tube that have more of that dense, thick cream or gel, you'll get a much richer lather that you can kind of hold in your hand. This is a little lighter than that, but you still get some softness and a good cleanse out of it while still being gentle as well. So let's go ahead and just pump a little bit out. Yay! So there is that. So like I said, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice lather that does hold its shape very well. And This would be enough for probably 2 uses. I usually only do a pump or 2 per application, but you really get this nice lather and it stays. It doesn't just immediately turn to water and then kind of drip away. So you can take your time when massaging this product into skin, when you're in the shower, in front of the sink, to really get a nice cleanse, but still gentle once again. So with wash off products, I'm not super looking for something that has a ton of madecassoside or a ton of green tea extract or a ton of panthenol, because it is going to be a wash off product. But it's nice that it's there because it's just helping to support those other steps in the routine, if you're using like all SoonJung products, to provide some soothing, a little bit of hydration, while still cleansing. So not necessarily a must-have in a wash-off product, but it is nice to see it there. Otherwise, those coconut-based surfactants and the other texturizers and cleansers, those types of things, do a really nice, thorough yet gentle job of cleansing. So I'm gonna go clean up because that, like I said, that foam just lasts, which is awesome. Let me go rinse this off and we'll be right back to talk about the rest of the products. Bye. All right, so went ahead and rinsed that off. Afterwards, skin feels nice and soft, lightly hydrated. When I was using this on my face, I did notice that it leaves behind just a touch of natural oil behind, but not like you didn't cleanse, you know? So it's this nice in-between of not completely removing all traces of natural oils, like sapping your skin of that natural hydration. It leaves just a touch behind, but it's still thorough enough that I think it's approachable for pretty much any skin type. Even me that kind of is combination to oily, it took off enough without stripping, and then the same with drier skin types. I think that that natural hydration that it does leave behind will be nice for drier skin types. There is no scent in any of the SoonJung products, so you're not gonna find essential oil-based fragrance, you're not gonna find any synthetic fragrance. You might get something from that green tea in other products if it was in higher concentrations or formulated in that way, but the green tea in these products doesn't really leave behind any sort of herbal scent. To be honest, it just kind of has a nothing smell. Right as soon as I rinsed it, I smelled it, and you get a little bit of that kind of glycerin-y, maybe a little bit of a soapy scent. But after, I mean, it's been 30 seconds, 45 seconds, there's nothing there. So I really like that. The whole approach here is to not be irritating to skin that is going through, a bout of sensitivity or irritation, or if you're someone that just really needs core simplistic products that aren't gonna really react with the skin poorly. So minimal risk for pretty much everything in the SoonJung line. Really happy with this cleanser. A little bit goes a long way. I used this for over a month and I'm only like, I think here to it. To hold on to in case I do run into any irritation or redness, or I have a poor reaction to a different cleanser. It's always nice to have something gentle and a nice baseline to reach for in case something else that you're testing out, at least for me, when I'm trying a lot of different cleansers, to go back to for a few days or a week or 2 weeks when things aren't very happy. So I will happily hold on to this and the rest of the products that Glowie Co sent over to me. So moving on, the next product that I would use in the routine of these 4 products that Glowie Co sent over is the toner, and this is the SoonJung pH 5.5 Relief Toner. It's made its way into a lot of my videos recently because I was using this morning and night every single day for quite some time in my Get Unready and Ready videos, and then I did a collaboration video with my best friend Dom, and we were talking about this toner as well. So I think we talked about a few SoonJung products, but this is the 5.5 Relief Toner, so it's going to bring that pH back down from the 6.5 from the cleanser to a 5.5, or if you were using a higher pH cleanser, a high pH cleanser, it's going to help to rebalance and reset that skin pH to a nice happy level. 5.5 is kind of skin's natural pH level, so this is a very balancing product. Super hydrating. When you think of, I think I mentioned this in the video with Dom, when you think of like a quintessential hydrating toner or a quintessential soothing toner from K-Beauty, my mind automatically goes to this SoonJung product. Once again, it is packed with panthenol, madecassoside, and then it's got, I believe that's skullcap root extract, which is another antioxidant and hydrating extract. So minimal irritation here. The ingredients list is actually very short. There's also a little bit of green tea in here as well. And so this is a super lightweight, watery toner, super layerable. This is perfect for those that have extremely dry skin that is just constantly drinking up that hydration and just needs that fluid, watery hydration layer upon layer to get back to that kind of dewy feel. This is great because this is minimally irritating, and you can just kind of pack it on and your skin just continues to drink it up until it gets that kind of soft, dewy, bouncy feel. So let's open this up. You really don't need much. I used this for, I want to say, almost 2 months, and I barely, it feels like I barely made a dent, because you really just need a splash, pat, a little splash, pat, and that's typically what I would do. So just a little bit, literally. So I already put some in, but we'll go again. But let's see, I don't know if that'll focus, but I literally do like that, just a few drops really, and just kind of get that into the skin. Pat that in. I've already done my routine, so I've got sunscreen on, so I don't want to mix everything up, but literally like just enough to kind of coat the hands, and then pat that into the skin, and then another little drop like that. Few drops, pat, and I'm pretty much good to go. There have been days where, especially here in Colorado, things are very dry right now, but even throughout the fall, it's just been consistently dry. My lips are always dry. I probably should have put on some balm before this. Maybe we'll use a lotion here. But yeah, so there's been certain days where I will do 3 or 4 layers of that, which in total ends up being, 20 drops of product. So it's even then it's not a ton, but just getting that hydration layer on my skin has been so essential. And it's so lovely to use this SoonJung toner because I'm not risking now I'm using a whole bunch of essential oil that's already in that formulation, or there's a bunch of AHA and BHA in that toner, so I have to be careful with how much I layer. I can kind of play it fast and loose with the SoonJung products that I've used thus far because they have that approachability and they're nice and gentle. So this would, I'd say, probably be my main recommendation for a solid, hydrating, yet skin barrier supporting and soothing toner at this time to date. I used it back in 2018, I believe is when I first started trying SoonJung products, and I really liked it back then, but it was one of the first toners that I had ever used, just blanket statement, so I didn't have a lot to compare it to. So I was like, this is nice. Moving on, and now that I've tried so many other toners and experimented with different types of textures and consistencies and different formulations and having actives in it or vitamin C in it, and while I've found a lot of winners in the time that I have had to test different toners, this one still just, it comes back as one that is just solid. It's just a solid classic toner that you can really rely on to provide that watery hydration for pretty much any skin type. So very happy with that. Excuse me. And then we have 2 moisturizers, so 2 different styles. I'm going to start with the more lightweight one, and then we'll work to the heavier one, and that's how I tested them. I did this first one for about a month or so, and then the other one for about a month or so. So first up, we have the SoonJung Hydro Barrier Cream. So this is another lightweight, I guess not another, but it is a lightweight skin barrier supporting and hydrating cream. And even though it has the name cream, and I'm sure you've seen this a lot, it isn't necessarily that thick, balmy, kind of like heavy, luxurious type of product like a night mask or a night cream. This is pretty lightweight. So we're gonna say those fun ingredients again. Here we have panthenol, and then we've also got there's the madecassoside, allantoin in this one as well, and then you have the skullcap root extract and green tea extract. There's also some other various forms of hydration retaining ingredients, some kind of derivatives of silicone and some other products like that, texturizers and occlusives. But all in all, this is a very lightweight product, and I think this might be the most lightweight of the moisturizers that SoonJung or Etude House offers from this line. So let's crack her open. Been using that quite a bit. And this is just a nice lightweight cream. So there's that. And it's almost got a little, it's a little translucent, not super translucent, but a little bit. Kind of looks like a milky, kind of custardy jelly. And it just applies to the skin so nicely and absorbs incredibly well. Very, very happy with this. It almost goes from that gel to almost immediately kind of a watery feel. So very nice for combination oily skin types. Even those with normal or dry skin might like this and might be able to layer up on it, or do this and then go over with something a little bit heavier on days where they need that extra boost. But I just love the absorption of this. It gives a really nice, soft, dewy finish. And I found that using this product consistently, as well as the next hydrator that we're going to talk about, they both help to reduce a little bit of that redness and inflammation. Especially helpful when I had a bout of irritation on my neck and jawline as I was adjusting to reincorporating some tretinoin. And then I have another product that I'm using from the brand Agency, and it's their dark spot serum, or I think it's like dark spot corrector or dark spot formula, and that has hydroquinone and azelaic acid and a couple other things. So my skin had a little bit of a turnaround time of reacting to that, being a little bit irritated, a little bit tight and dry. I was seeing a mild increase of breakouts and then they cleared up, but this hydro cream was such a godsend to help to reduce that inflammation and redness, kind of calm things down while still keeping my skin nice and hydrated. So last thing you want to do when you're incorporating some of those stronger prescription strength acids is let your skin go really dry, because that can just lead to even cracking, flaking, patchy, dry patches. So it was nice to have something like this to support my routine that was pretty lightweight. So very happy with that. Once again, just like the toner and the cleanser and the next product we're going to be talking about, they're not going anywhere. I'm holding on to them. Typically, once I'm done with the trial of a product, I will pass it off to a friend or family member to have them, have the opportunity to try it. But I'm going to be a little bit stingy with the SoonJung products because they are just like, I know I can lean on them when I really need them. Last up is going to be the final moisturizer that was sent to me by Glowie Co, and this is the SoonJung 10 Free Moist Emulsion. This is another product that I used back in 2018, and similar to the toner, I was really happy with it. I was like, oh, this is great, but I'm new to all this, so what else is out there? I was ready to explore, and I'm still obviously very curious about skincare and trying different products and working different things into my routine, but I'm so happy that I got a chance to come back to both the toner and the emulsion. Why is this doing that? Is that better? That's better. Okay, so it's like, I feel like it's slowly just kind of falling down, but anyway, the SoonJung 10 Free Moist Emulsion, a little bit heavier than that cream. The cream, by the way, my skin's feeling very, very soft. Like I said, it leaves a nice, soft, lightweight, dewy finish. The cream is gonna up the ante with a little bit of squalane. You have a little bit of some heavier texturizers and occlusives in here. Still doesn't have you won't see like shea butter or jojoba oil or anything like that in this, which I would consider they're kind of middle of the road as far as intensity for moisturization. You do have the green tea leaf extract, you've got your madecassoside in here, and panthenol makes it pretty high on the list. So very similar in format, and like I said, that story of those three key ingredients is going to be told throughout all of the SoonJung products. It's really just what type of product it is, the consistency, how thick those moisturizers are, but the core of those ingredients is going to be the same throughout. So the SoonJung Moist Emulsion comes in a big size. You've got 130 milliliters here, which is excellent for a moisturizer. When you talk about moisturizers in K-Beauty and the different steps and how you're supposed to layer them, you'll sometimes see emulsion created as its own step. So you would go cleanser, essence, toner, serums and treatments or ampules. Then you do an emulsion, which is kind of supposed to be kind of a cross between a serum and then your moisturizer and then the cream of your choice. I personally just consider them moisturizers. I have combination oily skin. I don't necessarily need to slather on a ton of that end step moisturizer. I just need something that's gonna lock things in without feeling oily or greasy. So those with dry skin, you might end up going for the emulsion and the cream and working them both into the same PM routine or AM routine. I break them out. I just consider this a moisturizer just like this, and they're separate to me. But I think that's one of the reasons why they give you so much, is because you might be using your emulsion a bit more frequently. So this comes in a pump style, which I really, really like, and we'll just go ahead and apply it. It's got a nice creamy texture to it, a little bit thicker than that emulsion. It doesn't have that translucent look to it quite as much, more like a traditional cream or moisturizer, but still has a very nice lightweight application, and once again kind of turns a little bit watery once it is massaged into the skin. Takes a little bit more to get this fully in, but not that much. I mean, that is quick, and it just pats. I just kind of pat it right in. No scents or fragrance across any of these products. It really doesn't smell like anything at all, but I just love, once again, that finish, and even layering it with that cream is quite nice. And it gives you just a little bit more of a more dewy finish, a little bit heightened as opposed to the cream, the hydro cream. And it has just a slight bit more weight, I think, from that squalane and some of the other occlusives that they use in this product. So I really, really like it. I would say 9 times out of 10, oh, maybe 8 times out of 10, I'd reach for the Hydro Barrier Cream, just for my skin type and condition and how I like my skin to feel after I've finished my routine. So I tend to like that kind of lightweight, kind of watery finish. Maybe I'll throw in a couple drops of oil into that hydro cream to kind of make it work throughout the year when it gets really dry in the winter. I could see myself still grabbing that same hydro cream that I used in the summer, pop in a few drops of like a jojoba oil or something like that into it, and then massaging that in. But the emulsion's really nice because it does that job for me. So if I had the luxury of owning both of them all the time, great, I could swap in and out of those products. But I could see the emulsion possibly being a little bit too much for me during that heat of summer when it's just hot and humid and I'm already slathering on a ton of sunscreen, yet especially in the AM. I probably would go for the hydro cream over the emulsion if I got to pick. So for a 3-step routine utilizing these products only, which I don't do, but out of the 4 that we have to talk about today, I would do the cleanser, the toner, and the hydro cream as my combination, normal combination, oily skin kind of set. That would kind of be what I would do, and then finish it off with the sunscreen in the AM. If I was going to recommend this same grouping of products, but someone had more dry skin, normal to dry skin, and needed just a little bit more out of their moisturizer, it'd be the same. I would just pop in the emulsion instead of the hydro cream. So that's kind of how that works. I love that you can kind of mix and match, play with these products as you wish without that risk of, ooh, that's got a whole bunch of bergamot oil, or, oh, I don't know if I should be using something with 3% glycolic acid or something that frequently. There really isn't a lot to mess up here with SoonJung, which is so nice. If you're just starting out your routine or you're working some new actives in your routine that you want to get your skin acclimated to, it would be so nice to be able to have this as your baseline and then work in that tretinoin or that new BHA serum or that new AHA, or maybe you're, playing around with mandelic acid or lactic acid, and you want everything else to just be chill while you try out that new serum or that new exfoliating mask. You can target to see if that new product that you're working in, is that creating some irritation because of whatever it has in it, because you kind of know that your SoonJung probably isn't going to be the culprit, as long as you're okay with, once again, madecassoside, panthenol, green tea, skullcap root are kind of those 4, kind of 4 core ingredients. Yeah, panthenol, madecassoside, green tea, yeah. So you'll see the skullcap root isn't in everything, so that's why I don't say it's part of the core 3, but green tea, panthenol, madecassoside, You're gonna see that in pretty much everything from the SoonJung line. And then eventually we'll get to their Sika line, where we're incorporating Centella asiatica into the mix as well. So let me know your thoughts on SoonJung. It's a classic brand. Etude House and SoonJung are a classic brand. They've been around since I got involved in K-beauty about 3-4 years ago. And so I know that it's very, very popular, but I still feel like it doesn't get quite as much love as it should, especially nowadays since it's an older line. Even some of the new releases, I don't see them pop up on social media too much. So I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts, and if this is still a brand that you've continued to use year after year, or if this is something brand new to you that you're excited to learn more about. Like I said, full, detailed, lengthy written review is posted on the Glowie Co site, or it will be soon. So I will post the link to that as soon as that goes live, which hopefully I'll be posting this around the same time. Otherwise, I might update with the posting. So you can check those products out. Glowie Co also carries a ton of brands that everybody really loves. I've been having such a good experience with them. They have a lot of Taiwanese brands that were fairly new to me, 25 or 23.5 degrees north. They've also got Love More masks and Annie's Way masks, and a lot of these brands that people just fawn over. You can find them over at Glowie Co with a pretty low entry rate into free shipping, at least in the US. So I am looking forward to continue working with them and to continue sharing the products that they've been sending me on these videos to inform you about some brands that maybe you're not super familiar with or you just haven't heard from in a while. And it's nice to get an update on brands like SoonJung. So stay tuned. There's going to be several different parts to this review, continuing Etude House Soon Jung review as I use the products. I'm almost at a month with one of their new releases, and that's their top to toe body wash. So they have some body care products now in the SoonJung line. Been very happy with it so far, so you'll be seeing that coming through. There's some toner pads, that full Sika range. I think there's 5 different products, some more intensive creams, a body lotion, and a lip balm that I have on order. So all sorts of stuff, all things Etude House and SoonJung. I've been purchasing them with my own funds, but I will always call out if it was sent to me via PR, or if it's a sponsored video, which I've never done before, but I'll make sure to follow all those rules and make sure you are all aware. Moral of the story is these 4 products were sent to me, but I'm still happy to share my thoughts and opinions about all of them because I really like this SoonJung line, and you're gonna hear me talking about it a lot more in the coming months. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay glowing. Bye!